That is cool.
Boy, how do you follow that like that?
Somebody had that.
But this is a double bell euphonium, and ask, what is it used for? Well, this is extinct. This one in particular was made in 1921 for a great soloist named Salvatore Florio. And these guys were really the rock stars of their time. You know, the Sinatras, they were the Beatles, Elvis, Lady Gaga, all that stuff in one. Because when they'd come to town, a famous band would always have a cornet soloist and a double bell euphonium soloist. And when I lived in Florida, when we lived in Florida for half the year, I took lessons from the fellow who played taps at President Kennedy's funeral. And, you know, like 300 million people watching. And in his garage, he didn't have a car, but he had it all climate controlled with all kinds of cylinder records, and all neatly arranged. And there was not one example of what the soloist was able to do with this. The recording just wasn't long enough, so they would just play the basic piece and leave out all the flourishes or whatever they planned to do with it. And so these guys were, again, the rock stars of the ages. And when you come to town, they'd be yelling, you know, Salvatore, Salvatore, we want to hear you play. And of course, if you heard this every day and you were a clarinet player, say, sitting in the front row, playing every day and hearing this guy get all the claps, well, you wouldn't be too happy. So one day, the Salvatore came out, and he was all set to play, and the people were all fired up, and he was ready to go. And he started to play, and all of a sudden the audience broke out in tremendous laughter, and that the clarinet player had wound up a little rubber, or a little tin duck, and it came walking out on the stage quacking, and it broke everybody up. But one more experience is I soloed a couple times down in Florida with the Venice Concert Band. And the director was just a wonderful fellow. He was a devout Methodist. And, you know, devout Methodists, you know, they want things just right. So, and if you could do this, well, then you're going to be okay. So he said, well, you can give some demonstrations and then we'll play the number. So in practice, I said, I will play some good patriotic church numbers for you and demonstrate how these two bells go together. And I'm going to play Simple Gifts, we all know that. I'll play America the Beautiful, play a little out of here, a little out of there. And I'm going to end with Amazing Grace, and it's going to fade out, and then you can bring the band in. And, you know, being a good Methodist, he was very happy, and he knew just what was going to happen and when. And I surprised the heck out of him when Amazing Grace ended. I played. And for the first time, I saw a Methodist laugh. But I'd like to play a number tonight called Il Silenzio, or The Silence. It was written in 1965 in memory of the fallen soldiers in Denmark, and it was I think the 20th anniversary of the taking back from the Nazis of Denmark. And it was written in Italian, but basically the translation is, to these, all the graves. It's good night, love. I'll see you in my dreams. Good night to you who are far away. And some people think this is based on taps, but it's really not. It's based on the opening part of Tchaikovsky's Capriccio Italiano. So this is Il Silenzio. I'll see what I can squeeze out of this 100-year-old horn.
Thank you for that wonderful performance. And now, since Connor and Harper have finally stopped punching things, the Nelson family will be performing